It's been almost 2 weeks since we posted that video. Why is jumping important in video games? And I'm excited because even though we got 1,000 views or more than 1,000 views, it's still something. I thought about continuing this series and we will be posting more videos based on different topics. But for now, let the video begin. You know bosses. No, not me or any other member of our crew. But you have played at least one game, you know the feeling when you fight a boss. If there is a thing about bosses, you will never miss them. I still remember fighting some of the hardest bosses and I can't get them out of my mind. Why is that? There are in fact some things that make us not forget about bosses. What are those things though, you may think? Well, let's see. So yeah, this is more related to RPG stuff. In a game there may be 1 or 2 or even more boss battles, and each boss has their own difficulty level. You would never meet like level 100 bosses when you are level 1, having only a rusty sword to fight them with.
Alright, thumbs up.
Ready, guys?
Let's do this. Leroy Dragons!
Oh my god, he just ran in.
Bosses are meant to define levels. So what do you mean? But let's say you are level 1 and enter a dungeon, beat the crap out of every single minion, but then you fight the boss. So let's say the minions are level 1, that doesn't mean the boss will have a level higher than 2 or 3, you may think. Well, shit! Bosses are meant to be hard. Or is it depending on how much you are prepared for them? In the MMORPG games, you are able to go from dimension to dimension, discovering new areas and stuff, even though you have a low level. But, you know guys, don't engage in battle with bosses nor minions, which have a ridiculously higher level than you. Believe me, they're not so easy to beat. Like, when you think about the difficulty, just think about Dark Souls, okay? So, take Dark Souls for example. If you think that only heroes have the right to get better as gear, well, you are wrong guys. Very, very, very wrong. Bosses have also their own gear, and that gear will help them get stronger and stronger until they even surpass you. But there are some issues that make bosses appear hard even though they are not, and these issues are based on the way you play the game. You either didn't gather enough potions to buff your healer self, or you forgot some extremely important items on your way to the boss battle. In every game there is this key to beat the boss, an item that has unique buffs or brings you back to life, you know, items that usually have that or a weapon that makes things easier. You remember Contra? The game? From Konami? No? You sure do. You remember the tomato gun from Contra, right? Well, that was the key to beat all the bosses. It had wide range and you were able to shoot so many tomatoes. Any other gun that you would pick would be bad for you. Unless it is the machine gun, which I'm totally okay with. As we have mentioned in the jumping video, strategizing your attacks and movement is very important. Depending on whether it's a racing game, a turn-based game, or just free roam, you have to build different strategies. There are different bosses in video games which have different powers. Let's say that some bosses have 1 quadrillion HP, the attack power is pretty much low. Those are the kind of bosses which make you think that the fight lasts forever. Even though you are well equipped, you have to take your time defeating the boss. Taking your time isn't hard, but it creates the illusion of the battle being hard. Spending 4 hours trying to defeat a boss would make you feel bad, because you keep on trying, and you cannot succeed in defeating the boss. There are bosses that have high HP, high defense, bosses that can use multiple attacks at a single time, you know, the kind of bosses that make you feel like a shit, but sooner or later you would eventually defeat them. there are some things that I want to point out when creating a boss. Creating bosses in video games is not easy. Okay, minions and other kind of little monsters are okay to deal with. Oh, but wait, bosses aren't little and cute. Well, some of them are, but mostly they are big and ferocious, have different attacks and different designs, so they look fucking hard, dude. They were designed to be different from the rest of the minions. Being taken by surprise doesn't compare to any other kind of feeling. Think about being low on HP trying to make your way to the next step, but nope, here comes the fuckboy that's going to tear us apart. Right when you were thinking that you are going to achieve something, but nope. Well done, fuck. Well done. Everyone does not get the idea of fighting boss. Okay, you had the battleground, you are well prepared to face against a boss, a hard boss even, but there is one more thing that counts when fighting them, the music. And you gotta agree with me. Music makes the fight so good. Now, you know I'm a big fan of the Mario games, and if you didn't know, well, now you do. I fucking loved when I encountered final bosses and heard that the music was so good. Here are some examples, some tracks that I consider that are godly.
I set my sail, fly, the wind it will take me back to my home, sweet home. In the pines where the sun never shines, we'll shiver